Good evening and welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Today we are here in the middle of snow-laden tree branches and I am looking for something to eat. It's about 4:45 New York time. So it's not exactly lunchtime, but it's not exactly dinner time. If you were with me on the video where I made the spinach, I used the blanched and pureed spinach for making the dough. I'm going to take you to the next step where we're actually going to fold them out into making spinach parathas. And these are also called flatbread. Somebody calls them Palak Roti. And I'll just do a quick recap of whatever I put in the dough. So I had used some blanched and pureed spinach, fresh spinach right out of the bag, washed it, blanched it, and then run it in my blender. And instead of using water to make the dough, I had actually used the spinach puree to make the dough for my spinach ka paratha. To this, I had also added some finely chopped onions to add some textural contrast, and I'd added some carom seeds. There is a video recap of that. If you can go one video back on my Facebook page, you'll see the video that I made with the dough. So now we're moving on to step number 2, which is actually making the actual flatbreads, right? So I'm gonna flip the camera and get you in here before my phone gets too hot and it starts beeping on me. Okay, so we're going to take a ball size dough, and here's my rolling station. Okay, I have some dry flour. I'm using a multigrain flour, which is whole wheat based, but you can use any flour that you have. Try to use preferably the same flour with which you have made the dough, right? So we are going to flatten the edges like this so that our paratha is not thick. So just take it and pinch it. It's just really simple. I think I do it fast, so it's hard to tell what is going on. But basically just pinch the edges and bring it down. And then take your rolling pin. You can dust it with a little flour and then you roll it out. All you have to do is just flip it once. So don't constantly be flipping it around. And when it's about this size, right? Not too thin, not too thick. When it's about this size, you go in and squirt in some, I'm using olive oil, but you can use ghee, you can use butter, and just give it a good gentle massage, spread it around. This has already got seasoning, so it has carom seeds, it has salt, it has red pepper, it has a little bit of a green chilies, it has everything, so you don't really need any more seasoning. Fold it like this. Right, so we are basically going to make a lifafa paratha. So we're going to fold it into an envelope. We fold it like this into thirds, fold it onto itself, and then add a little dry flour in the middle. And then you fold it once, then add a little more dry flour, and then pull it and fold it again, right? So you're going to get a nice little square, right? Those are the layers. And after cooking, these are the layers that are going to come apart because we have dusted it with the flour. So just press it gently with your hands, show it some love. And the good thing about making flatbreads that are square is that you don't feel the pressure to keep it round. And I think that's huge, especially if you're just starting out and you're trying to make parathas. Make them square or make them triangular. It doesn't have to be round, right? We get so pressured by making the perfect roti and, oh, you're not a good daughter-in-law if you can't make the perfect, oh, hell with that. All right, so you're gonna take this. The side that was down onto your rolling board is the side that's also gonna go down on your skillet, right? So I'm gonna bring you over here so you can see what's going on and turn up the heat here. So whatever oil or ghee you're going to use on the inside of the paratha is the same oil or ghee that you're going to use here, okay? And I'm getting ready to make some pickles over here, so I'm going to make those later. That might just be another video. So now if you look closely, it's turning a little translucent, right? So it's not looking so damp and wet. I'm just going to give it a couple of more seconds. You have to bring in something to flip it, and then you'll see that it starts to look dry. You see, I don't know if you can really come in that close and take a good look at it. See, like it's gonna start looking, gonna have a combination of light and dark and light patches, and that means that it's actually cooking, right? So at this stage, you're gonna go under very gently and you're gonna flip it once. The second side is the side that needs a little more time so that you'll have the beautiful brown spots. And at this time, there is no harm if you want to press it down and you want to help it along to get some color, that would be awesome. Now, the number one trick to getting soft parathas is that you have to add your oil before you flip it the second time. And this side should be not cooked. Some people wait too long and they wait to get the brown spots and then they add the oil. That gives you a crisp paratha. But if you want a soft paratha, this is what you do. You add the oil. You smear it around. You can add ghee, you can do oil. Or sometimes you can just cook it on the skillet and then take it off the flame and then add homemade white butter or something. That's also really good taste, okay? So just massage it along. Turn up the heat. Go under. And then flip it. And once you flip it, you hold it down for a bit. You see that? So when it puffs up like that, you know that the steam is getting trapped in the layers. And that's what's making it soft. And it's also making it well cooked, so you won't taste any raw dough. And be careful to press the edges where you had the layers, because those are the thick portions of the paratha and you don't want raw dough in there. And you can always turn it a little bit and press it evenly. There you go. And then just give it a couple of seconds. So in a total, we have only flipped it twice. Just go under here and see. Now, if you like it more crisp, you can now add another squirt of oil and then flip it over again. What I like to do is I like to use the leftover oil that's already in the pan, and I like to get the brown spots on the other side instead of having all the brown spots on the top. So it gives me a nice crisp exterior and it gives me a flaky, layered, beautiful inside, okay? So just keep pressing it down. Give it. You see how many brown spots we have now on this side? So that's what you're going for. And you can do this with any green of your choice. You can do it with mustard greens. You can do it with spinach. You can do it with dill. You can do it with chives. Whatever you have, okay? Now I'm going to plate this. And I will have to do a taste test. Otherwise, you're going to be like, what? Who does this without a taste test? So, there we go. This is what our paratha looks like right now, okay? I'm just going to quickly take some questions or comments that you have coming in. I'm just going to acknowledge all the lovely people that are tuning in on this snow day and could really use a palak ka paratha right now. Yeah, eat your greens, but keep it fun and keep it funky, right? So let's say a quick hello to Rebecca Molinaro. Hello. Gautam Chopra, welcome, welcome. Tim is also watching us from Connecticut. Ron is here with us. Mary Ellen is here. Dipali Patel is watching us. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. Hi, Mag. And Afriyi Scott. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I'm not, please pardon me. Raymond Garcia is also in the house. Would you like some paratha with me? Maria Lorenco Martins and Flavia Fuller are also watching. Sarla is here. Welcome, Sarla. And Mona Langani, my dear friend. Welcome to the Queen's Curry Kitchen. We just finished making the spinach paratha out of the dough that we had made. So what I'm going to do is I won't add any butter to this because I think it already has enough oil. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how the layers come apart. So if you look here, this is the part that we had folded and then rolled out. You see, this is one layer. And it's perfectly cooked. Within that, you can see so many flaky layers. You see these? These are all layers. So whenever you make a palak ka paratha or dal ka paratha, try to knead the dough using it so that then you can get a layered paratha. These are all the layers that are in there, okay? And if you like it garlicky or if you made it with chives, that would be so awesome, right? So I'm going to do a taste test. Not to make you guys feel bad, but you know, the proof is in the pudding, right? So this is the crunchy part. You see how crunchy it is? Yeah, okay. So time to bite into this. Really nice. The good thing with this is that it's not, you can't see any oil on top. So when you have your dough that you've kneaded it well and you've timed your flipping of the parathas, your parathas or rotis will not be oily. So that's the sign that you know, even if you're frying puris, the way you'll know that your dough was right is if your dough does not soak up extra oil, right? Moving on to the inside. Oh my God, this is so good. You see how soft this is? It just comes apart. It's almost like a spinach croissant, if you will. And this is completely soft. You can roll it up. I also want to talk about, that's a mouthful. I do want to talk about the typical accompaniments that come with a spinach paratha. So ideally you would do it with a raita of sorts, and if you're vegan you can always do a vegan yogurt and then put some cucumbers in it, put some salt and sugar and black pepper, enjoy it with the raita. You can also, yes Tim, scallions will work too, except that if you are if you're blending the scallions, and just make sure sometimes the green parts, they have this membrane that kind of makes it very grassy, and it has like all these fibers on the inside of the membrane. So if you're using scallions, make sure they're really, really fresh. And then that way, when you blanch them and then you puree them, you'll still get the benefit of it without having to deal with that transparent, that membrane that's on the inside, which kind of makes it hard to come apart, right? Also, if you have a juicer in which you make vegetable juices, and this is something that I mentioned in the video that I actually made when I was making the dough. If you have a juicer in which you make vegetable juices, so let's say you made like a celery, carrot, beetroot juice, right? Take the leftover pulp from that and use that to knead your dough. So it brings back the fiber into your diet, but it also gives it that nice vegetable-ish flavor. And then you can always add some garlic, add some ginger powder, carom seeds, cumin seeds, whatever you want in terms of your flavor profile. You can add dill, you can add fresh dill, you can add fresh parsley, you can add pesto of any kind, you can do that, right? Let's say if you're making a vegetable and fruit juice combined, then what should you do? So juice all the vegetables first, and then remove that pulp so that you can use it for your dough, and then juice your fruits. So let's say you want to do apples or you want to do grapes. Like I juice a lot of grapes that are just sitting in my fridge and no one's eating them. They sweeten the juices. So I'll use the apples, I'll use the grapes, and I'll do it that way. And then those you can obviously use in your muffins or pancakes. You can use that fiber to add back into your pancakes. But if you're doing something savory, you can also take the pulp of vegetable juices and add that to your pilaf. So if you're making a fried rice, or if you're making a pulao, if you're making any curries, you can always add that back. So, we all need the extra fiber. Sometimes it's very easy to get sucked into drinking a juice because we don't want the texture of the smoothie with the vegetables, but actually you're taking away a lot of the benefits of the fibers from the fruits and the vegetables when you don't consume the fibers. So this is a good way to add it back to the spinach paratha. So like I said, one of the accompaniments is the yogurt. You can do a raita with this. You can also do a really nice hot cup of chai with ginger and cardamom. So you can do adrak wali chai, which is really a classic pairing with a paratha. You can also do Indian pickles, which are called achar, and usually I like to do the mango pickle. This one is the closest to the way my grandmother used to make it. So this is a raw mango pickle. So that's what I like to do. But the pickle that I'm about to make right now, which is going to be the carrot and the cauliflower pickle, that's a good, any kind of pickle which is like a prebiotic, probiotic, is a really good combination to eat with your parathas. And this is like it could be a great breakfast, it could be a mid-evening snack, so that when you're not ready for dinner but kind of still hungry after lunch, you could totally do that. And my favorite, you're gonna laugh, but I'll tell you, my favorite to eat with any kind of a salty paratha or a flatbread is actually jelly, like, jam. So I absolutely love fruit-based jams. And my favorite pairing is when I have a really salty, savory paratha, and then I like to pair it with either a mixed fruit jam or a grape jelly or something like that. And nowadays, if I'm not eating eggs with my breakfast or I'm not eating anything else, then I also like to add a little peanut butter or almond butter along with my jelly so that I get a little bit of protein. You can also do this with Greek yogurt. So when you do that, you got your protein, you got your calcium, and you got your greens from your paratha, and you got a little bit of wheat. So these are some of the ways that you can do. So Roma is saying that she made gobi gajar and shalgam beets. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm going to make this. I've been sitting on this project for so many days. I just have not had the time, but I'm going to make it right now. And I've never made it myself. My mom always makes it. So this year I was like, you know what, since I'm not going to India, I might as well ask mom how she does hers. So I'm going to try this out on a very small test batch. And if it turns out well, then of course, you know, who's gonna eat it? You all are, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start making some chai so that I can eat it with my paratha. But thank you so much. I just wanted to finish the second part of this video where I was actually rolling out the rotis and the parathas and showing you what we actually did with the dough. If you missed the dough making video, you can always go back to just the previous video that I posted prior to this, I think a couple of days ago, and you can catch that. If you'd like to take a class with me, you know where to find me, queenscurrykitchen.com /classes. If you want to order any of the spices, the spice box, the cookbooks, all the information is on the online shop. So I hope you will give this a try and you will try to add back some vegetables and some goodness of your greens. Don't forget to hit all your numbers in the day. Just like you have to walk a certain number of steps, you also have to eat nutritious food. So I hope that you will stay healthy, be healthy, stay warm. It's really snowing out there, so you can't really go out, but at least, you know, best bodies are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. So I hope you will have a lovely weekend, and I will see you soon in another video. I plan to make a vegetable tom yum curry sometime later today, Thai style with basil. And I also have to make this pickle, so I don't know if I'll be doing it on Instagram or Facebook. But either way, if you'd like to get in on it, let me know. If I'm doing it on Instagram, I will tag you so that you don't miss it, all right? So until the next one, be blissful and flavorful. My paratha is calling my name and some tea is part of the game. So I'm going to get cracking on that. But thank you for hanging out with me in my kitchen. I just suddenly feel like I went out with my friends because you all came and shared your time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you soon, very soon in the next one. And before I go, I can actually sing a song for you. I'm gonna sing an Indian song for you from an Indian movie, and that in that movie, what happened was that it's like a you know, like a snow, it's like a snowy mountain kind of a background, and it's sung to that kind of a scene. So this is the scene from my kitchen window. You can see those are the trees laden with snow, and that is in New York right now, in Queens, New York. And the song that comes to mind when I think of something like this would be दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन दिल ढूंढता है फिर वही फुर्सत के रात दिन बैठे रहे तस्वुरे जाना किए हुए दिल ढूंढता है. So basically what this song means is that my heart actually looks for those moments of pensive leisure when I could actually just dwell on the thoughts of my loved ones. So when I would just sit around and बैठे रहे tasavvure, so in my mind's eye, where I would just sit and think about my loved one. So that's what this song means. So I hope you have some loved ones who are sharing your evening with you. I do have to wait till late in the night before my loved ones walk in the door. But until then, I have you guys, right? So thank you for your love and support. I hope you liked my little Bollywood music angle at the end. And I hope I was able to do justice in the translation. If there's any recipe that you would like me to make for you, feel free to send me a message and I'll be happy to take that up in another video and probably just make that recipe that you requested. If there's something that you've made after watching my videos and you liked how it turned out, or you ran into problems with the way it turned out, definitely reach out to me, tag me on social media. My Instagram handle is Queen's Curry Kitchen, and of course the Facebook page from where you're seeing me right now is also Queen's Curry Kitchen. Remember to follow this page so that every time I go live and I make something crazy or something interesting in my kitchen, you can certainly be a part of it. I don't know if your day is complete without me or not, but mine is definitely not ever complete without you coming and hanging out with me. Okay, so with that, I'm sending you a lot of love. Stay warm out there. Do not talk to strangers. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and enjoy your life blissfully and flavorfully. If it's worth living, it's worth living well. I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.